Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This video is a part of our tutorial series on the preparation of C++ interview. So far we have seen 9 different questions related to the C++ interview, and we also have seen some advanced concept of C++. So in this video we will discuss our 10th question in this series. So let's start it. What is the difference between function overloading and operator overloading? Now these both are very must known concepts, especially function overloading. If you are making a game or some heavy duty application which use lot of memory, so to utilize the best performance from your code and consume the minimal amount of memory for maximum work, you have to have the good knowledge of function overloading and operator overloading. So first we will see function overloading. It is basically defining a function in numerous ways such that there are many ways to call it, or simple term, you have multiple versions of the same function. So we will see some example of function overloading, then you will get a clear picture of this definition. Next we have operator overloading. It is basically practice of giving a special meaning to the existing meaning. Practice of giving a special meaning to the existing meaning of an operator, or in simple term defining the predefined meaning. We'll see example of both. Then next we have parameterized function are good example of function overloading, as just by changing the argument or parameter of a function you can make it useful for different purposes. Polymorphism is a good example of an operator overloading. Polymorphism is also known as pillar of hoop. As an object of allocation class can be used and called by different classes. So first let we take a look at example of function overloading. So we have our function of integer type, which is gfg. At first we are giving it 2 parameter, both of integer type, and second we are giving it a parameter of character type. So it's a good example of function overloading. Then we have the example of operator overloading also here. Now first we will take a deep dive into operator overloading, or I will go first with function overloading. So because function overloading is most commonly used concept of C++. Function overloading is a feature of object-oriented programming, where 2 or more functions can have the same name but different parameters, as we have seen in our previous example. When a function name is overloaded with a different job, it's called function overloading. When a function name is overloaded with different jobs, it is called function overloading. In function overloading, function name should be same and the argument should be different. So function name should be the same but argument should be the different. Function overloading can be considered as example of polymorphism. Yes, it can consider, because polymorphism mean poly mean many, morphism mean form, mean an object which have many forms. So in case of function overloading, we have our same function with same name, but it can perform a load of different tasks according to the parameter list. Parameters should follow any one or more of the following condition for a function overloading. So let me take a look at some conditions. Parameters should have different types. As in first function call we have integer type, but in second function call we have double type. Now I will show you an example of this function overloading. I have already typed the basic template of our program and now I will define a function of void type, because it will not return any value, it will just print the values. So I will name this function as add. It will accept two integer type parameters, int x and let's say int y. Define the function body. Inside of this I will see out sum of these two. Let's say x plus y. Now I will again override this function, as both have the same name, and it will accept two parameter of double type. Let's say double A and double B. Now inside of main I will call these two functions. Add, I will provide let's say 5 and 10 integer type argument, and next I will provide let's say 11.10 and 22.10 double type. Now I will try to run this program. So you can see we only use one function to perform addition task on two different type of variable, an integer type and sum type. But if you will try to, let's suppose, try to give an other type of argument, let's suppose we pass here and one integer type and one double type. Let's save this and run. Now you can see it has thrown an error. Call of overload int and double is ambiguous because we have defined both variable as of double type. But let's suppose we change the type of this parameter and try to run it again. So now we have successfully calculated both the values. So this thing is function overloading, one example of function overloading. Now come back to our second condition, which is parameter should have a different number. For example, we have this add which accept 2 arguments, and then we have same add but it accept 3 arguments. So let's take a look at example of these two. So here we define our void function add, which will accept 2 arguments. Then we again override this function add, but now it will accept 3 arguments of integer type. when we will call this 2 argument function and 3 argument function, it will execute the code accordingly. So you can see this void add function will make the addition of 2 variable and print it, and this will make the addition of 3 variable and print it. Parameter should have different sequence of parameter. So let's suppose we have this add function which accept 2 different type of. Now you can define as many type of different parameter which your function can accept. Like this function is accepting an integer type and also a double type, and here we have a double type and integer type. So sequence of these will be matter, and if you pass the argument in different sequence, it may throw us an error. For example, here we have our add function again, accepting 2 parameters argument. First one is integer type and second one is double type, and it is printing the addition of these 2. And here we have our second function which are also accepting 2 type of argument, double and integer, but the sequence of argument are different. So when we will call this function, it will be our result. Now let us take a look at another example. Here we have a function of void print accepting 1 parameter integer I, and it will simply print out it. Then we have same print function, we are overloading it, but this time we are accepting a double type of argument, and third time we are accepting an character type of argument. In main we will print these one by one, and you can see the result. Now let's take a look at some documentation type of definition of how actually function overloading work. Exact match function name and parameter. If not, the exact match is not found, then character, unsigned character and short are prompted into integer type, and float is prompting into the double type. If no match is found, C++ tries to find a match through the standard conversion, else it will throw us an error. Now let's see how operator overloading works in C++. In C++ we can make operators work for user defined classes. This means C++ has the ability to provide the operators with a special meaning for a data type. This ability is also known as operator overloading. For example, we can overload an operator plus in a class like string, so that we can concatenate true string by just using plus operator. Other example, class where arithmetic operators may be overloaded as complex number, fractional number, big integers. Operator overloading is simple compile time polymorphism. So it will work at compile time of our code. It is an idea of giving special meaning to an existing operator in C++ without changing its original meaning. For example, we have this integer type A, then we have this float type of B and sum. Now if we say sum is equal to A plus B, Here variable a and b are of type integer and float. Both are of different type which are built-in data types. Hence the additional operator plus can easily add the content of a and b. This is because additional operator plus predefined to add variable of built-in data type only. Now consider another example. We have a class A, then we have our main function, and then we have object of class A, A1, A2 and A3, and let we say A3 is equal to A1 plus A2. In this example we have three variables where we are trying to add two objects which are of user defined type. So we can use operator overloading for doing this amazing stuff. So that's all from today's tutorial. In next tutorial we will discuss the difference between array and list. Till then, take care and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.